You made $3,000 this month. Where did it all go? That sinking feeling hits millions of people every single pay cycle. But there are 3 proven steps that can turn that confusion into total clarity, from calculating your real starting number, to shrinking expenses that quietly eat your paycheck, to building wealth that actually compounds over decades. Step 1 starts with a single number you probably do not know yet. Number 1, it all starts with a single number, your net pay. If you've ever stared at your gross salary and wondered why it never seems to stretch far enough, you're not alone. The 50%, 30%, 20% rule only works if you base every percentage on the money that actually lands in your bank account after taxes and deductions, not the headline salary on your offer letter. So let's break it down, step by step. Using a real-world $4,000 example, say your gross pay is $4,000 a month. That's before anything comes out. But before you even see that money, several slices disappear, including retirement contributions, healthcare premiums, Social Security, Medicare, and federal and state income taxes. For most young adults with a typical job, you might have 5% going to a 401k, another 2% for health insurance, and then the usual payroll and income taxes. After all those deductions, your take-home usually shrinks to around $2,800 a month. That's the number that matters for budgeting. Now, here is where the 50%, 30%, 20% rule makes money management feel less like a math test and more like a game plan. Picture your $2,800 net pay as a color-coded pie chart. Blue for needs, orange for wants, green for savings. Half of your take-home, $1,400, goes to needs, like rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, and minimum loan payments. Next, $840, or 30%, is your guilt-free wants budget. That's streaming subscriptions, nights out, concert tickets, or whatever makes life fun. You are not supposed to feel bad about this slice. The final 20%, $560, goes straight to building financial freedom. Start with an emergency fund, then attack high-interest debt, then invest for retirement, and finally, put extra into long-term investments. Even $400 a month at 7% annual growth can snowball into over $1 million in 30 years. That is the power of starting now, even if it feels small. Getting your net pay right is the foundation of every other budgeting tip you will ever hear. If you skip this step and use your gross salary, the rest of your plan will always feel off. So grab your latest pay stub or open your banking app, look for the after-tax amount that actually hits your account, and make that your starting point. Plug that number into the 50%, 30%, 20% split. Needs in blue, wants in orange, savings in green. This is not about perfection. It is about clarity. Once you see the real numbers, you can finally answer the question, where does my money actually go? And more importantly, how do I save money fast and start building toward real financial freedom? In second place, the single biggest roadblock to using the 50-30-20 rule hits right where it hurts, when your needs already eat up more than half your paycheck. This is the reality for millions of young adults in high-cost cities, where rent, utilities, and basic bills can swallow 60% or more of take-home pay. But the 50-30-20 rule is not a test you fail. It is a framework you bend until it fits your life. Take Maya, a 27-year-old renter in New York City. Her net pay is $4,200 a month, but her needs category, rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, and insurance, was devouring $2,350, or 56% of her income. That left barely anything for wants, and the all-important 20% savings slice was just a wish, not a reality. Maya's story is the rule, not the exception, in big cities. So how do you pull those needs back toward 50% without moving to the middle of nowhere? Step 1, get creative with housing. Maya found a roommate and cut her rent from $1,500 to $950, slashing $550 a month. In cities like New York, LA, or San Francisco, sharing a 2-bedroom can save anywhere from $500 to $800 every single month. That is not just a budgeting tip, it can be a life changer. Step 2, call your phone and internet providers. Maya switched to a bundled plan and asked for a loyalty discount, dropping her monthly bills from $140 to $105. That is $35 saved in 5 minutes. Most carriers have hidden deals for anyone who asks, and switching to a family or roommate plan can push savings up to $70 a month. Step 3. Trim utility costs. Simple moves like LED bulbs, unplugging chargers, and using a programmable thermostat cut Maya's electricity bill by 10%, saving another $15. If things are really tight, programs like LIHEAP can knock $50 to $150 off your utility bill if you qualify. Step 4. Rethink transportation. Swapping a rideshare habit or a car payment for a monthly transit pass freed up $100 for Maya. In many cities, public transit is not just cheaper, it is predictable, and some employers even offer commuter benefits. Step 5. Tap into assistance programs. Rental assistance, utility relief, and SNAP food benefits are not just for emergencies. They are tools to rebalance your budget. Every dollar these programs cover is a dollar you can redirect to savings or paying off debt. After a month of these moves, Maya's needs dropped from $2,350 to $1,560, down to 37% of her income. Suddenly, she had $790 extra to split between guilt-free wants and real savings. Whether you land at a 60-20-20 split or even a 70-10-20 split for a while, the point is progress, not perfection. The real win is freeing up cash so you can finally build an emergency fund, kill high-interest debt, and start saving for your future. That is how you turn the 50-30-20 rule from a stressor into a strategy, and how to budget money when the old rules do not fit. Third on our list, the 20% wealth builder is where the 50-30-20 rule unlocks real momentum, and it is all about using freed up cash with ruthless priority. Here is the playbook. Every dollar in this bucket goes first to your emergency fund, then to crushing high-interest debt, then to retirement, and finally to long-term investing. Think of it in the ladder. You do not skip rungs, and you do not let the money wander off into random side projects before the basics are locked down. Start with the emergency fund. The goal is 3 to 6 months of bare minimum expenses, enough to cover rent, groceries, and bills if your income vanishes for a bit. For most young adults, that is somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, built up over time. If you are starting from zero, even $50 or $100 a month gets you moving. The point is to get out of the one flat tire wrecks my budget zone as fast as possible. Once you have that cushion, it is time to attack high-interest debt. Credit cards are the big villain here. Average annual percentage rates now hover around 19%. Liam is 28 and has an $8,200 balance at a 19% annual percentage rate. By putting $800 a month, the full 20% of his $4,000 net pay toward the card, he wipes out the debt in about 11 months. That move alone saves him nearly $5,500 in interest, compared to making just the minimum payments. That is not just a budgeting tip. That is a get your life back move. Debt gone. Now you are ready for the long game. Retirement and investing. If your job offers a 401k match, grab every dollar of it. Free money is rare in personal finance for beginners, so do not leave it on the table. After that, funnel what you can into a Roth IRA or a low-fee index fund. Here is where the math gets wild. Even $400 a month, invested at a 7% average annual return, grows to about $488,000 in 30 years. Want to hit millionaire status? You would need to bump that to roughly $820 a month. The secret is starting early and letting compound interest do the heavy lifting. That is how to save money fast, not by skipping coffee, but by building habits that snowball over decades. If you automate these transfers, you will never have to rely on willpower or remember which bucket gets what. The 20% slice is your engine for financial freedom, your ticket out of paycheck to paycheck stress, and into the world of real options. This is money management stripped of fluff. Emergency fund first, debt second, retirement third, investing last. Stick to the order, automate what you can, and let the numbers work for you. That is the heart of the 50-30-20 rule, and the single most powerful budgeting tip for anyone ready to take control. Across every real-world example, one truth jumps out. The 50%, 30%, 20% rule makes money management doable, even when life's messy. It is not about perfection. Prioritize savings, attack debt, and let compound interest do its thing. That is how to budget money, enjoy life, and actually build financial freedom. You've got this.